So that's outside. That's Luigi's.
Did you?
Yeah, we went to Luigi's. That was 2 years ago.
Look at that.
It was established in 1953. So when you were there, it had only been open for 6 years.
Yeah, it was a newbie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's at Bates College. I don't know if you recognize that.
I think that's my dorm.
Is that your dorm?
Yeah, this was the main dorm, I think, and then on the second floor with rooms for students.
Okay. Do you recognize that building?
I think it may be the one you just looked at.
Okay. And then these are newer buildings.
That one.
That one. Okay.
It was an old building. It was one of the old brick buildings. You had?
Yeah.
I can't tell from that picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I took that. You told us to where to go, so we took some pictures of it.
Okay.
Okay, good. So are we recording again? Okay. So tell us how you decided. So Michael's trying to decide what his future is going to be like. How did you decide your future? How did you decide what to study? How did you decide what degree to get? What led you to getting a degree?
I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention, I guess.
Okay.
But I just didn't have any main purpose other than get a job, make money, support a family, just pretty basic stuff. But whether I should have been doing something else, probably I should have. I felt like there was something missing, and there wasn't any reason to suspect anything was particularly wrong with that. I mean, after all, you're in your late teens, and you just don't know where you're going, and sometimes it takes a little time, and sometimes it takes a long time to do that.
Yeah. How did you meet Mom? When did you meet her? Because it was at Bates College, right? Sally.
Yeah, Sally. Yeah, I'm trying to think where we met. We met at college, first year.
Okay.
Signing in.
Signing in, really?
Yeah, freshman. Yeah.
Okay. So it was a pretty small campus. Everyone sort of knew each other.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know about that, but it was a small campus. Yeah, very small.
Did she take some of the classes you took?
I think basic English. I think we had a different instructor though. There was a couple of different teachers. But there was one guy. There was one that was more or less the head guy, and that was okay. We studied poetry and short stories. But it was pretty good, pretty good, pretty interesting. And so anyway,
talk about early married life, right? So what was it like being a young couple with a baby, Carrie? What are your memories of? I think you were living in Boston. So
yes.
What was that like?
Charles Street.
Charles Street.
No, I was over near the women's hospital.
Okay.
Brigham Young.
No, not Brigham. Brigham's?
Brigham, I don't know. Anyway, it was at that time. It was just for having babies.
Yeah.
Now it's since expanded to a lot of different things. But all kinds of medical procedures.
So what got you to Boston? Why did you guys? That's an expensive place to live as a young couple. So how did you decide to live there?
I don't know. I think we both were. Well, she was living there. She got a job in Boston, working for a publishing house.
Okay.
And she was an editor's editorial staff. Okay. Not editorial. I'm trying to think of the term.
She's an editor, assistant editor?
Yeah, it's an editor function.
Copy editor?
Yeah. There's a name.
Okay.
Yeah. Then anyway, but basically they reviewed books for people and gave critical information to them that they need to complete their books. and some of the higher priced authors were I don't really remember too much about them except that they were there. And I guess I don't.
She was assigned to them.
Editor, permissions editor.
Permissions editor. Okay.
Okay.
So she was assigned to them. Work with those authors.
Worked for a little publishing.
Mill around. And what did you do at that time? Well, you were a young dad.
I was going to BU. No, not BU.
Boston.
University of Boston. University of Massachusetts.
Okay.
No. What?
Was it Boston University?
Boston University, yeah.
Boston University, right? Okay, all right. And what you do? Would you take the subway to go to school, or did you go to?
Yeah. Yeah, I took the well, for a while I didn't. I just went to the college, and then
And what led you?
I got on the streetcars. I know that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think when I had my car. I don't remember. That was before. That was before I started commuting on the rapid whatever it was called.
Subway or whatever. Yeah.
Subway.
Okay. Okay.
You done?
So you were a dad, and you were going to school. Did you work at that time? Did you work in Boston University? Or did you work?
No, I work for a retailer.
Okay.
They had furniture that they had was made out of teak wood, yeah,
Okay.
and it was imported. They made chairs, tables, and so forth.
Okay.
And so I worked there assembling that stuff.
Okay.
And it was a retail store, so people would come in and they'd order their table or whatever, and if they had to go outside the firm because you're out of stock or inventory, then I'd have to get
taken care of.
Get it ordered and make sure that the bill goes in. No, I didn't. And I just made sure the furniture looked good, and if it was scratches, touch up, do that.
Okay.
It's a lighter wood, so it's anyway. So that's what I did there.
So that was like at night. You work at night. Or
It
during
was
the day?
like after college.
Okay. So during that period when you're in Boston, what's your best memory of that time in Boston?
I think one of the things was that I felt that Boston was a big city, and I never lived in a big city,
Okay.
and I didn't really know what to inspect except that there'd be the tuition, etc.
Yeah.
Everything would be more expensive in Boston,
Yeah.
and it was,
And it was.
and is today. Where were we?
Oh, just your best memory. So Carrie was little. Carrie was a baby.
I think going to the fireworks display in Charles River.
Charles River, see the fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah, that was always pretty good.
Yeah.
Always pretty good. And
Do you remember when Carrie was born?
Well, in February.
Okay. Yes, that's true. Do you remember, were you there in the hospital, or were you working, or?
Oh no, I was home in the apartment.
Back in the apartment.
Yeah, and she was put in that hospital, whatever the name of it is.
Can't remember the name. The Brigham's women.
Anyway, there was just babies in there,
Just babies. Okay.
and when they were nursing, the mothers were nursing. Some of them, then people had to leave the floor when they were doing this.
Okay.
Mostly women, I guess, or men. I don't know. But anyway, the big thing would say, "The babies are out. The babies are out."
Okay.
And and so you had to hustle and get the babies
Okay.
to their quarters, and they do the nursing thing.
Wow. Okay, so you do you remember when I was born?
It was in February.
February, yeah. 2 years later.
I believe.
We're still in Boston, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have. I don't.
okay.
I just don't have them.
A memory of that. Okay.
I don't think dads were really involved in that
Yeah.
in your day, right?
Yeah, it sounds like you were not allowed in the room. It sounds like.
Oh, well, that was everybody that went to that hospital. It wasn't me, just me.
Okay.
The fact that it was all infants in there, and
Oh yeah.
they wanted to protect them from harm or disease or whatever.
Okay.
That was just the rule they had.
Oh.